Hi everybody, welcome to the Soulful Soul. My name is Gladys and this is your weekly pick a card reading. Today I'm in honor of the full moon that's just passed in Capricorn. I'm using the Devil as your card of choice. Group 1, you have the Devil from the Angel Wisdom Tarot. And if you prefer, you can choose from the little trinket, the item here. You have the little brown vase. Group 2, you have the Devil from the Robin Wood Tarot, which I haven't used in a long time, and you have this little bell. Group 3, you have the Devil from the Good Tarot, it's Temptation, and the little elephant is your familiar. And group 4, you have the Devil from the Spellcaster's Tarot and another vase. So you can use your, just feel which you are drawn to. You can look at the cards. I'll have close-ups of them, or you can choose on the basis of the little trinkets that you might be drawn to. Okay. You'll see the readings on the other side. Welcome back, Group 1. You chose the Devil from the Angel Wisdom Tarot, and it says Ego. I'm going to put this back in the deck. Okay, let's start with you, Group 1. Let's see what the messages are. So at the center is the Eight of Pentacles. So you are possibly concerned about finances. That is the pros and cons of the situation, what's working for you, what might be working against you. There's a lot about finances. Yeah. You have the World for your, what is important for you to consider. What's the energy moving out, the energy you're moving towards? Wow. What's going on beneath the surface? Your energy. Oh, what's happening here? What's around you, and advice. Advice and guidance. Okay. These cards were a little bit mixed up. And then you have the Justice card beneath the deck in reverse. So you might be worried about something working out fairly. Let me get you. I hesitate to get an outcome card, but let me get a potential. Let's call it a potential outcome. That's the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So I'm seeing a lot of green. I'm seeing a lot of coins cards at the center. So you are obviously concerned about finances. That's what this tells me. So at the center is the Eight of Coins, which it's in the upright, and it suggests hard work, that you have been working hard on something. And I suspect this is what you are concerned with. You might have been doing this in partnership with someone. It's possible that it's the partnership you are concerned about. But what's not working, what might be working against you, is a lack of patience, I think. No. This is the page of coins. The page of coins here is shown as scholarly. Like it's possible that you're working on research or something written or something like that. With all the books, it's possible that you are studying. This could refer to your studies. You have it in the reverse, and with the page of coins there in the reverse, I'm going to suggest what might be working against you might be you wanting to rush, especially because what we have working for you is the card of patience. In this deck, it says seeds well planted, efforts or investments that will be rewarded in the future, the need for patience, a time for resting and planning for the future, unnecessary worry. So the Seven of Coins is, though, about being patient. It's like you've planted the seeds, so maybe you've been studying, and for you not to worry now, or you've put in a lot of effort, and for you to trust that things are working, that your efforts will bear fruit. So whatever you are doing, don't try to rush. So if you're given the option to complete something sooner rather than later, I think what this particular reading is saying, don't feel pressured to do things too quickly. Okay. So in the near past, what you are moving away from, or the energy that's leaving, is this card of happy families. And I'm feeling a strong sense of a student here, or someone who might have had to go away or be apart from their family for work, because I'm seeing this in the near past, the happy families in reverse. And in the near future, the near future, another coins card, and it's the Four of Coins. But here, the Four of Coins can be like holding on to too tightly, but in this deck it's not really showing that. What I would say is that it's a guidance to be wise about your investments. Your primary thing to think about, this is so beautiful because it's the World card, and the World card is about a completion of a cycle. So it's possible that all this that's going on, the studies or whatever, your patience is paying off because, and I think that given that it's in what you need to think about, it's like, how do you complete this in the best possible way? Look, group one, I feel like you've been working long on something really beautiful and something that's close to you. I think it's been in partnership with someone. It could be with a lover, a partner, because I see the Two of Cups there. But it seems to me like something long-term and something you've put a lot of effort into. But there's a phase of it that's coming to an end, or completion. But, with the World card, I think, and because it's in that here, I think that it's guidance to think about, how do you complete this in the best possible way? How do you honor whatever this phase is that's coming to an end, whether it's study, or it's a job completed, or a relationship being taken to the next level, something that you've put a lot of work into physically, and almost physically, like, in a tangible way, should I say. And how do you honor it by closing it off in this phase off in the best possible way? How do you honor that? And then in your unconscious is this card of independence. It is in reverse. What might be going on beneath in your deep down is your concern about building something solid. Honestly speaking, when I look at these cards, it looks to me like you are definitely building something solid. It's almost like a really no need to concern yourself about that, that you are working towards independence. You might, in the next couple of weeks or in the next week or so, you might feel a lack of independence, like, and concerns about it. But I feel like, well let's get, we will get clarifiers, and maybe that's where the guidance will be, what the guidance will be about. For you get the Two of Cups, and this tells me that there's a partnership that's working so beautifully. I think it might be love. It might be that this material conditions are also related to a loving relationship, Sorry, my laptop. A loving relationship that you've been working together with, building something solid. And around you, you get the King of Swords in the reverse. There's something you're not clear about, I think. There's something that you are maybe seeking clarity on. We'll see about that. But there's something that you are not speaking out on, that you feel you need to speak out on. Right. And then your advice is the Awakening card. This is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man. And it is in reverse, but yeah, the advice I generally take in the upright. So there's something about you needing to just relax a little bit and take time out to look at this, whatever the situation is, with fresh eyes, with a fresh perspective. There's nothing to be anxious about. And in the outcome, in the possible outcome, you get the Eight of Swords, and it is in reverse. It's like you will take that blindfold off. In fact, here, the person is taking the blindfold off and is walking through the gate. So I think this is a really lovely reading, group one. I think that you will find that you are moving towards a feeling of not being trapped by whatever this situation is. Look, I'm not feeling like it's a trap. It feels to me like something that was worked hard on is coming to a completion, or a phase of it is coming to a completion. The advice to me, the advice, what I feel is working in your favor, or what's come out there, is to be patient and to trust that you are working towards some kind of stability. You've got two cards there of stability and independence, although this is in the reverse. This might suggest that beneath the surface, you are concerned about your independence and how it fits into this bigger situation. So like a family thing. So that's happy families, or something disruptive, in fact, to this happy family might have happened in the near past. That's another possibility. But you're working towards stability. So something that looks tough might not be as tough as you imagine it to be. But let's get clarifiers for everything. Central card. Try to keep them in. Let me move that way. That's for your central card. Nice. And you get the Sun in the reverse beneath the deck. It is in the reverse. That's nothing to worry about. It's just talking about the need for clarity, I think, in your situation. So your central situation, the Eight of Coins, with the Seven of Swords there, you might be wanting to not confront whatever the issues are, I don't think they are necessarily bad, right? So the Seven of Swords can talk about trickery. Now, I haven't seen anything. Okay, let me just take a moment. Okay, so there's this element of running away with the spoils, or maybe not wanting to confront whatever needs confrontation. Look at this. You get the King of Swords. There's definitely something you feel the need to speak out about. And it could be this hard work that's been done. Something is not being faced or looked at clearly. It's like running away from the scene of the crime. Well, you can think about that. Maybe this is just a feeling that you are having. You might be feeling overwhelmed by whatever's changing in this relationship, partnership, workship, study thing. And you might, you know what I'm getting? I'm getting a sense of burying your head in the sand. So you might be tempted to do that. And again, with what's working, what could work against you, you get the Fool. And again, I feel that's re-emphasizing the notion of not rushing. Don't jump before doing whatever needs to be done, or speaking whatever truths need to be spoken. There's a need for speaking of truths, because there's something that you've worked hard on establishing with someone, I think, or with a partner. And working for you is the Seven of coins, and you get the Two of Wands in the reverse, which I'm seeing here as, the Two of Wands is about that step before the next step. It's that moment of quiet before the next step. So I feel there's definitely a need for some quiet, for some reflection. And I think that the reflection is around what needs to be spoken about. If there were some untruths or some deception, although it's not a strong feeling I'm getting from here. I suppose there are different levels of deception. There's the self-protection, where we don't speak because of our fears of the consequences. And then there's intentional deception, where we're doing something to hurt, in order to hurt or to put down or to whatever the case might be. And in this case, I'm not feeling like there's an intention to hurt or harm. I'm seeing this deep connection here, this partnership of some sort. So even if you are studying and it's you and your supervisor, or working on research with a colleague or whatever, there's something that's not being confronted, but I just don't feel it's huge. I don't feel there are bad intentions with it, the thing that's not spoken. I just think it needs to be spoken about. And then this tying up of whatever the situation is, with the World card, this completion comes with the Four of Cups in reverse. And that's what you need to contemplate, what you need to consider. So there's this need to complete something. I feel maybe it's in order for the next phase to come, the next phase. There's some way you need to honor something of the past, and maybe it's this relationship or workshop. There's some way it needs to be honored. It could be through ritual, it could be through celebrating it, it could be through announcing something, it could be through buying yourself something. But I feel it's a partnership, but there's some way, and I think you might know what that is. You know what? I feel like that honoring it is some way of saying, I acknowledge the beautiful offer that it has been, that phase or that thing has been. And then in the unconscious, you get the Judgment card. So there's this independence, and then there's this judgment. It's like a rebirth. I'm going to get another clarifier. I'm not sure if you are wanting to be independent or struggling with the notion of independence. You know, I get this thing of independence. You can be independent within a partnership. You can have a partnership that allows freedom, you know. And I'm thinking about the judgment. There's 2. It's a number 2, and you have the number 2 here. And it's about partnership. It's you grappling with this independence versus partnership. And maybe you know, it's about knowing that you can have both. With the judgment card there also might be a need to do stock take on something, on this partnership, on this situation that you've worked hard to build. There might be a need to do stock take, to honor its beauty and to honor the parts that don't work. That are not working. There's a need for stock take, and I think that the stock take is about clarifying what needs to stay and what needs to go, what needs to stay because that's stuck, and what needs to go because the person is taking it away. And you know, the sneaky behavior is in taking those 5 swords, and the solid is in the 2 swords. And that's the kind of situation I'm seeing here. And then you get the 2 of Cups with the King of Swords. I feel very, very strongly that you are the one that needs to be making decisions, speaking truths. The King of Swords is about clear thinking, about clear decision making, about saying, okay, let's cut that out. Let's do this, let's not do that. So given that these are your cards, I feel like you are the one that needs to be the one that speaks out, speaks truth. With I've spoken about that one. What's around you, you have the King of Swords in the reverse and the 5 of Coins in the reverse. It's odd. It's an odd pairing, right? Because you've got this non-willingness to speak truth. So there's some untruths that are not spoken. There's some things that are not out there that need to be out there, and it's almost like that's what brings people out of the cold. That's what brings people out of the cold. It's this truth telling. It's this honesty. It's this, whether it's a discussion or an agreeing to let go of certain things, or whatever the decision, the stock take and decision making is, it releases everyone to feel like everyone has a space. That's what I'm getting, that's the vibe I'm getting, and I think that that's also important, that honoring of whatever this is in some way. Okay, and then in your near future, you get the Hanged Man with the 4 of Coins. Now, you've got as your advice the Hanged Man with everything is fine. To me, this is reiterating that you have to trust that the worst of whatever's going on, there is an ending. There's an ending, and it's a constructive ending, I feel. I feel that's your advice, and I think that you are going to heed that advice. You are somehow going to look at stability in a different way. You're going to reorient your vision in a way, like not throwing everything out. There's nothing about throwing things out. There's a recalibration. There's a resetting. It's like, I heard someone talk about vision boards, and it's so, in fact, my brother and I were talking about vision boards, and we'd both done the same thing. We'd both torn up our vision boards with the idea of doing another one now in the middle of the year. And we both had this thought separately, and that was so beautiful. It doesn't mean that the same things might not still be on the vision board, but they might have a newness to them. They might have a different focus. a different energy, So maybe that's something you want to do. But I think that in this situation, there's a need to relook at all of it from a different perspective and allow it to take its form, the form that's right for now, the form that it's morphed into in a way. Like, I know that sounds very esoteric, but I think about these readings cannot be specific, because there's so many people that are watching them, and your situations are so different. And my feeling is, what's more important is that you see yourself in the generalness of the reading, and you can see the guidance and your picture. These readings for me are so much about seeing yourself, your picture, and what the guidance is. And I feel that that's been beautiful up to now. And then you get this card, you're freeing yourself with the Hierophant. Wow. So, the Hierophant is about systems, it's about structures, it's about rules and traditions and stuff. So maybe you are setting up new traditions, new rules, new guidelines, a new... let me give an example. I was chatting with my friend, and this feels a lot like that energy, but for you it might be completely different. But in their case, there's a partnership, they've built a home, now they've started something new, and there's a question about shouldn't we let go of one so we can focus on the other, kind of thing. And it's a similar thing, but it might be completely different in your case. For you, it could be a partnership with a research partner, or a business partnership, or a lovership, or a lovership that's created something together, something stable, but it's going through a change. So there's something very tangible and material happening. And I think it might be linked to a partnership, because of the Two of Cups there, the Judgment, and because of this card. The Eight of Coins doesn't normally always show two people. So, So maybe it's simply taking a different form. With the Hierophant there, it's still a form that is... if you think about the Hierophant talks about old traditions, old things, old systems, and this is coming in your future. So I'm thinking that you are creating new ones, new traditions. They're still traditions. That's the old part of it. They're still based on values that are important to you. But there's a feeling of a fresh start. And I feel like the traditions come from this honoring of the past, honoring of this cycle that is closing. That's definitely closing. But honoring it so that you take from it the beauty, the joy. You let go of whatever was negative, and you take the beauty, the joy, the wonderfulness, and the new traditions that give everyone a sense of, we can walk through the gate. Okay, beloveds, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helps you. I think it's a beautiful reading, and I wish you... I didn't read the Tower there in the past with the family situation. In the reverse there, that's the energy that's moving past. It's like happy families and the Tower, but it's almost like the Tower is not this tower of complete rebuilding. Like, it's almost... there's something to build on, and the Tower might not, your tower or this thing that's changing wasn't a sudden thing. It wasn't like a bolt out of the blue. It's like being a gentle flow almost, and I think that the possibilities are really beautiful here. Okay, beloveds, I send you lots of love. I wanted to ask, please let me know. I'm thinking of changing things up a little bit. One of the things I was thinking of doing is maybe a star sign, bird sign reading. I'm not sure about it, but I thought it might be fun. I can do it once in a while or once a month. The other thing that I'm thinking of doing, like I have hesitation about that because I know we have so much within us, but I think there is a sign that we all relate to. And no, I thought maybe let's just try it out. I don't know how these things work, Me and many of the people who are here with me are quite head in a lot of ways. So we question everything. So maybe I'll give that a try. And then I thought maybe with the weekly, I might change it to bi-weekly, but also I would do a general card, like work, career, and one on love. I know that they're intertwined, but sometimes the readings are so purely love, and then I recalibrate it to think of someone who's doing work. But if I separate them, maybe the readings can become even more specific. Okay, beloveds, I'd love to hear your views on that. I send you lots and lots of love. Bye. Welcome back, group 2. You chose the devil from the Robin Wood Tarot and this little bell, or you chose this little bell, which I'll leave there. Let's see what your guidance is for the week ahead. Let's see what your story is. Beneath the deck, you get the Judgment card. So some kind of reawakening, rebirth, something. Maybe you are reassessing something. But let's look deeper. You get the Ace of Swords as your central issue. Yep. So the Ace of Swords is about making clear decisions and acting on them. So something's changing, maybe truths are being spoken. The card that might work against you is the Five of Cups, and that is the looking at the 3 cups that are spilt, the blood that's spilt, and not at the milk that is standing. It might be about love. It might be that you are focusing on something that went wrong rather than on something beautiful that is ahead of you. Or in this case, it's behind you, but it's maybe it's this that's in the past, that you built something very solid with somebody, or people. It could be work, a project, whatever. But you are not looking at it. You're looking at what went wrong. Something went wrong. And, with the 3 of Cups there in the reverse, it could have been, it could be multiple people in a relationship. It's really interesting because this is coming in the reverse. And so the 3 cups are facing that, the 3 of Cups also in the reverse, and the 2 cups are facing that solid thing from the past. It could be that you've had stability in the past, and maybe it could even be a distant past, and that's what you hanker after, but you are too afraid to move forward because of some maybe infidelity or your feelings about that. What you are being invited to think about is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is in reverse. I'm not going to talk about that yet. I will wait to get a clarifier. I'll just say the King of Wands is passionate, in this case, the King of Wands might be feeling, the feeling you might be having is, or someone in the situation is feeling destabilized, feeling vulnerable, feeling maybe even depressed. In the unconscious is this card of the Six of Cups. Maybe deep down you are looking for this ideal soulmate. That is the card of the soulmate. It is in the reverse. There's so many possibilities in this reading, and maybe I will elaborate more when I get the clarifiers. But wow. So it could be that something that you thought was a soulmate relationship or a deep relationship, a past life relationship, isn't. It could be that it is, but it's not. A relationship is not showing up that way. So something that you felt, had a lot of hope for, is not showing up in reality. For whatever reason. Maybe it's there and it's not declared or whatever. In the near future, you have the Temperance card in reverse. So there's something feeling a little bit unstable here. Because you also have the Devil energy. So that's Capricorn and that's Sag. And it could be that the relationship was between, or is between, it might be a relationship that's going through a hard time. Could be a relationship between a fire sign and an earth sign, or a Sagittarius and a Capricorn, or people who have those qualities. Or it could just be, I'm just putting those signs out there in case you relate to them. But there's a lot of instability here. You are possibly feeling quite imbalanced, but you get a balance card in the end, a card of fairness. So let's see. But you are tied up to notions. Maybe this is a 6 card and that's a 6. You are tied up to ideas of what a perfect love is, I think. You have maybe in your head decided that a perfect love looks like this, or a past life love, or twin flame. I'm going to throw that in there because I think that's been one of the most, the way the twin flame relationship has been expressed on social media, especially by readers, not all, by many readers, and by some readers and some spiritual supposed healers, has been so destructive because it's kept so many people in a cycle of holding on to something that hasn't been good for them, to hankering after because of being told that that's the one. The twin flame journey, I'm not even saying what the outcome is. Like, I feel that even if you will be with that person in the end, the point is that right now it's not right for you. So there's something that is not right for you that you are holding on to. I feel like it might not even be a relationship. I feel it's a relationship. There's something that's not working out, that's not feeling like a soulmate, and yet you are trying to force it to be a soulmate. Either that, or like I said, you have one vision of what a soulmate looks like, and you might not be looking at something that's right there because of a hurt. But with the Devil here, there's either addiction or an attachment to some idea or something that's not good for you. You can think about what that is. I know this. I might not know for sure what that thing is, but you do. And the fact that this has come out as a way of helping you say, aha, okay, I get it. I hear it loud and clear in our spirit, or my ancestors, or whoever, my higher self, And then around you is this 9 of Wands in reverse. And it's like a heavy energy. It's maybe it's just saying you need to take a break and stop stressing about something. And that's easier said than done. And your advice card is about love, moving forward to love. We'll get clarifiers for that your outcome is the Six of Coins. It's being able to have enough to be able to share. But let's see with the clarifiers what comes out, because this is kind of like love, and then you get yeah, let me just get clarifiers rather. Again. So, oh, I did here. Okay, it goes there. So, wow, look at that. Look at that. There's a need for truth telling here. There's a need to cut something out. The Queen of Swords is saying, nope, that stays, that goes. So there's definitely a need. Maybe it's what's happening. Maybe you are cutting something out that needs to be cut out, but there's definitely that need. What might work against you is that, again, another Cups card. So I feel like there's definitely relationship here that it could be with the King of Cups, and in the reverse, it can talk about manipulation. But this, you know, it's possible that relationship in the past didn't work with that, looking the Two of Cups, but you're only focusing on the negative aspects of that, and so not able to move forward into another relationship possibly. It could be that a relationship of the past is not working, although, you know, with the Two of Cups standing there, it's like you are not looking at the good, and yet there are truths that need to be told. So it could be that there's more than one relationship. You know, you did get the Three of Cups, and there's a need for honesty and the need for cutting out what's not the right thing for you and moving to the thing that is right. And then you get the Three of Cups and the Queen of Wands here. And that's for what's working, what could be working for you. Oh, I did see this as a negative. But anyway, so you've got two, the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, both in the reverse. So maybe there's a need. Let me just think about it. I think it's about letting go of those things that don't serve you. And it could be a fire sign. It could be a water sign there with the King of Cups in the reverse. But I think, look at the Queen is facing this way. It also could suggest that you need to let go of this. The threesome, you need to let go of that. Or you need to cut it out, whether it's you talking about it with somebody else, because that is not what you want. That's the feeling I get. Or you are, it's not working. But there's a need to cut this out, you know. There's something that needs to be cut out, and it's facing this Queen of Wands. take what feels right for you, but there's something that needs to be cut out, and it's to do with, there's like clear communication that needs to happen. It could be a mindset, the way you think about relationships, like you keep looking at the negative and not the positive. Or it could be that you are involved in multiple relationships and are needing to cut one of them out. Maybe two relationships and needing to cut one of them out. Or if a partner is doing that, that you need to speak out about it if that's not making you happy, right? With the Knight of the King of Wands there and the Two of Swords, there's indecision, but you need to think about how you. I think that you are being called on to make a choice, make a decision, and to take the blindfolds off, because you know what's right and what's wrong in the situation for you. You actually have the solutions, and I think it's about speaking out. Here's talking about speaking out. You get the Eight of Wands in reverse. So there's something in the unconscious that's not spoken. There's like this issue of a past life love and soulmates. But there's a need for communication between the soulmates. That's what it feels. That's what the cards suggest. It's as simple as that. There's a need for communication. With the near future card, you get the there's this feeling trapped and being stuck in this feeling trapped and being stuck in this imbalance. There's something that's not balanced, and I think it's this the way I see it, you are in a monogamous relationship. I really think this is a reading about relationships, a relationship. And I think that you are in a monogamous relationship, or at least that was the understanding between you and your partner, and someone has cheated. That's the feeling I get. Could be both. And there's a need to speak out about it so that you don't feel trapped in this imbalance thing. The imbalance is not about a judgment of whether it's right or wrong. It's whether it's right or wrong for you and your partner. What have you agreed between you? If there are lies being told, it's eroding this relationship, this possibly soulmate type relationship. So you have the Devil with the Knight of Pentacles here. So an attachment maybe. It's possible that you are feeling attached to fear. Look at the fear there, and because of that you are staying stuck. It could be that you have certain ideas about relationships and that's keeping you stuck, but there's an attitude that you are staying stuck in. So what's around you is this, it's an ending, something's ending there, but you have a duty, like you have responsibility to, if something needs to end, to bring that ending about. It's not just going to come out on its own. There's swords there in the central thing, which is about speaking out. It's about clear communication needs to happen in order to end this, because or else this relationship or whatever you are in is going to be a burden. It will be a burden, I feel. In your advice is this, well, it's to offer love where love brings stability. I think that's the overall thing. I think that if you look at the two partners, because I really feel they're two partners, one of them is stable and one of them is not. One of them has been hurt maybe with the King of Cups there, and one of them has been reckless with the Queen of Wands there. It's something like that. But I think you need to be offering your cup where there is stability, where there is, well, that's what it suggests, where there's honesty and stability. And then in your outcome card, you get the Six of Coins and the Strength card. I think that you are going to be challenged with being fair, I don't think it's going to be easy, because you also get the Temperance card there in your near future and possible outcome. It's not never definite, but I feel like you are going to be needing to work with this. So I think your advice is, one, that you need to move towards something that is fair for you. I think that your advice is to speak out, to tell truths, and to ask for truths, whatever's going on. I think you need to be taking the blindfold off. And I think that your guidance is in looking towards what is stability for you. You also need to be working with this devil energy, your own fears and addictions maybe that are keeping you stuck, not moving forward. But I think your lovely challenge, beloveds, is also to keep this in mind in the week ahead. And that is about balancing when you need to. It's about taming your ego, in a sense. It's about to keep confronting why you are doing what you do and how you do it. I feel like your guidance is to just keep looking towards the truth and speaking truth and demanding truth and being honest and clear, because there's a need for clarity in this situation. Okay, beloveds, I know this was a bit of a mixed bag of a reading, but that's what it is. And I think that the onus is on you to bring about clarity this week. Okay, I hope that helps you. I just wanted to say, let me know what you think. I'm thinking of doing maybe once a month star sign readings, or bird sign readings. I've hesitated about doing it because I know we have so many different elements within us, so let me know if you would find that interesting. That's one. And then I thought that the weekly readings, I might do them bi-weekly, but also separate them, have two. One, pick a card on love, maybe 3 piles, and one general, which would look at studies and career, because often they are conflated and I've got to try and read for different, like I will see love showing up and then I'll try to think about it in general terms. So let me know what you think, and I hope this helps you. Please share your feedback with me, and I will chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, group 3. You chose the devil from the Good Tarot, and it says temptation, and your little thing, your familiar, is the elephant. Okay, let's see what your reading has to say. So I want to get the right messages. There. Okay. Beneath the card you get judgment, and now so far every deck has got judgment, has got the card of judgment. So there's obviously some rebirth happening, some need to stock take, some need to relook at something in order for a rebirth to happen. Let's see. With yours, there's passion. There's this is the Ace of Wands, so there's some new beginning. Maybe that's on offer. That's happening for you. But what's working against it is perhaps you are reluctant about partnerships. Maybe you've been burnt in the past regarding partnerships, and what's working for you is partnership, an equal give and take. Interesting, right? Really interesting. Wow. There's passion there, and then in the near past, or not in the near past, but what's leaving is this stability. There was stability. There was something in the past that worked that was stable, happy family or something, something. It's the Four of Wands, but we'll get clarifiers. Here's the King of Coins. You need to think about this. It could be your energy. Perhaps you are feeling unsettled about whatever this is, and it could be because of your wariness around a partnership. Beneath the surface, you have the Ten of Air, and the Ten of Air in reverse is about not letting something go. So in the unconscious, there's maybe this fear of letting something die or something go. Maybe it's your fear of partnerships that you are unwilling to let go of. But we'll get clarifiers. You get another 6 here, the 6 of the Lovers. That's you. That's you feeling a lot of love for your lion. Beautiful, because this looks so much like the Strength card, like the marrying of the innocence with the power, with the beastliness, innocence with that beast nature. But it's the Lovers. So I think you might be feeling a lot of passion about something or someone. And you might be afraid. And in your near future, you get the Nine of Fire in the reverse. I think that you are in danger of burning yourself out through not letting go of burdens. And the burdens, I think, are your fears of maybe relationships. Maybe you were burnt in the past. Maybe in the same relationship, you might have ventured into it and then it didn't work out the way you'd expected it. Something like that. And then, wow. Oh no, I thought I saw the Emperor as well. So which you get the Empress here around you. So there's this beautiful, abundant nature around you. And there's that lion again. I'm looking like, it looks like, so there's this lion you want to be with, maybe, and there's the lion there in the reverse. So it could be that something hasn't worked out with this Empress, but that, no, man, what am I saying? This is the Emperor in the reverse. So around you is this feeling, like this lack of stability. It's like you're feeling completely destabilized. Maybe you are the King of Coins there, the King of Earth. And that's expressed there. So around you is a lack of stability, or something that you had hoped would be stable or is not showing that way right now. You have here the Six of Air as your advice, and that for me is about allowing a movement, allowing something to move from where it is to where you want it to be. But you get the Eight of Air here in the outcome as the outcome, and what it promises, or not promises because we have agency, but what it could suggest to you is a movement towards letting go of this feeling of being trapped. This card got left behind under pile 4 now. Gosh, I don't know how that was. And it's this independence, but enjoying like independence. It's about stability, financial stability. So I'm thinking maybe there's financial stability, but maybe in love there's a need to do like an evaluation, and maybe that evaluation is about how you feel in relationships, something like that. Group 3. Let's see. Let's get clarifiers for you for the central card. So there's a need for some stock take. The center is come on. Sorry, I've had a couple of disruptions there, and then your cards fly out. Gosh, this is crazy. love that. And beneath you have the Ten of Swords, so something ending, or a negative thing ending, okay, that's the gist of it. So, very interesting. You have the Ace of Fire, and you have the Knight of Pentacles. So, I feel there's a situation where there's a lot of passion. You might be feeling a lot of passion about something or someone, but you're taking it very, very slowly. What might be working against you is your fear of relationships or partnerships. Let's say partnerships, because it might not have to be love, but I see the King of Cups here. And this could be emotional game playing. Could be you playing games, or another. So because the King of Cups is in the negative thing here, so I'm thinking that is what is working against you. What's working for you is this balance, is finding balance, and maybe I need to stop playing games because there's a win or lose situation going on here. So perhaps you need to be thinking about, do you want this, or do you want a partnership, a balanced partnership, because that's a 6, which is linked to the Lovers, that balance between two equal and opposite, maybe forces or something, like some kind of relationship, partnership here. And you know what is so powerful about this? There is a partnership here. You get the King of Coins and the Queen of Coins, and they are both in the reverse. It's like maybe there's a relationship that's gone through a hard time, but these are divine partners, not because the King needs to be with the Queen or the King of Coins needs to be with the Queen of Coins, but because of the suggestion of a partnership by having the Queen and King of Coins there. So there's like this divine partnership, whether it's a relationship or business venture. It's a really good one, potentially, but there's something where both partners are feeling unhappy or imbalanced. So that's what you need to think about. What's beneath the surface is this. It's like you might be unwilling to let go of pain, and unwilling to go within. It's somehow like you know the answers. You've got the answers, but you are very wary. You don't want to go in and find those answers. You don't want to be still. Or maybe you're feeling restless because of this relationship that's not working right now. In the past, you have the Four of Fire, which was stability, but there was this maybe dreamy quality. There was this potential for love. Maybe for you, you get the Lovers. No, man, that was upright, I think. Anyway, you get the Lovers and the King of Coins. So you might well be an earth sign. You might be an earth sign that relates very much to this idea of the might very much be a masculine predominantly, that's your dominant nature, whoever you are, however you identify. But that, or maybe in this situation, you are displaying this very dominant masculine energy, very solid, by the way. So you are solid, you are maybe in love or in a partnership that is quite solid, but might be going through something, simply because those two are reversed. But there's so much potential here because you have this passion, you have this going towards slowly, you have this working well. There's not a lot of negative. Maybe there's just this card, which can be about game playing, But then you get what's around you is the Emperor, where now, this could be game playing, bullying, dishonesty, a lack of stability. That's what the Emperor in reverse is. And with the Nine of Swords comes this worrying, sleepless nights. They're playing there with the Emperor. So, well, let's look what the advice says. Your near future is the Nine of Fire in the reverse. It's like a need to lay down some kind of burdens, and to let go of fear, I think. Now, you might want to rush forward, but I feel you need to first do a stock take. I feel like the slow movement forward there is movement forward, and you need to allow it to happen, but you don't have to rush. I think you need to do a stock take. I think the stock take is internal. It's about what your values are, what is important to you, why are you playing, if you are playing games, why are you playing games, or if another is playing games, why would they be playing games, and what do you want to do about this whole thing. So I think that you need to take a steady approach, because also you get the Six of Air and the Page of Pentacles. So that's an offer being made. It's like, this is your advice, beloveds. Your advice is to allow this transition from something rocky to something beautiful and smooth, plain sailing. You don't have to be in the rocky water. And you do it by making solid offers, a solid offer. So if it's a partnership that hasn't worked, maybe it's because of some kind of game playing. Maybe you've played games, or for whatever reason, and now you are caught up in mind games and in your own insecurities, whereas you could do something that brings balance to this situation by slow and steady moving forward, but making an offer that is solid. That's the Page of Coins, making an offer that is solid. But I feel like that comes after a little bit of inventory. And I see the card beneath there is the Three of Swords, which suggests to me hurt. Maybe you need to do a stock take about why something has hurt you so much, or whatever your fears are. And then in the outcome, the near future, you get the Eight of Air, which is letting go of this feeling of being trapped. And you get this beautiful card that says, it's not a tarot card, by the way, it's just an extra card in this. And what's so lovely is that they've got this little quote: you are a badass being full of life, love and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. So there's something about you needing to honor your own beauty in this situation. Honor your stability, your wisdom, honor the love that you feel, and honor this. There's potential for balance in this partnership, is what I feel with that Six of Earth and the Lover's card there. But you first need to do some healing, I think, some looking within, which I think you've been reluctant to do, at what it is where you are hurting, or where you might have hurt another. And if you move forward, you need to move forward with something solid, and that, I feel, is the guidance for you, Group 3. Okay, I hope that helps you. Group 3, I just wanted to check. I'm thinking of doing a couple of things. One is to do sign-specific readings. I've been reluctant because I think we have so many different influences. But even these readings seem to hit home, so I thought maybe I will try that once a month. Let me know if that would be of interest to you. The other thing I was thinking of is maybe doing the weekly readings by every second week, and maybe offering them like love, a separate love pick a card, and a separate like work general study pick a card. Let me know what you think, and I hope this helps you. Please give me feedback, and I will chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, Group 4. You chose this pretty little vase, and your devil is from the Spellcaster's Tarot. So let's see what the reading has to say. Beneath the deck you have the 5 of coins, so feeling like an outsider maybe. At the center is the Emperor. So there's this sense of stability and strength that you are going through, beloveds. I'm not sure where the outsider comes in, but we will look at that. And what's working against you, what could work against you, is maybe a lack of clarity. Maybe you need to be speaking truths or be standing up for yourself in some way. Be the true emperor. But you've built a lot of strength, I feel. But you just need to think about this aspect of yourself, which could be something to do with the intellect or speaking out. What's working for you is the stability. Again, it's like you are building stability. That's awesome. In the near past, or what's leaving, is this Page of Swords, and maybe you are starting to become this King of Swords as well. Maybe you're starting to embrace that speak of truths, Solomon type energy, but maybe you are at baby stage of that, something like that. What you need to think about, the 5 of Swords, which is game playing. It could be even games that you play on yourself, maybe feeling unworthy, not valuing yourself. It's the 9 of Swords, sleepless nights, over-worrying about stuff that is unnecessary to worry about. Beneath the surface is, in your unconscious, is this feeling of being trapped. But I feel like maybe you are releasing your perceived traps. They are in your head, and you're starting to confront that. The near future, you have the 9 of Wands, defensiveness maybe, and I'm just doing a quick look through, and then I'll do the clarifiers and go deeper. But being defensive about something, possibly. Your energy is this feeling of a lack of abundance, a lack of balance in abundance. It's like you feel like you don't have much to share. Around you is the Death card in the reverse. I feel there's something, beloveds, that you need to allow to die, but you are not. Let's see. We'll unpack more. Your advice is the 2 of Coins, which is about finding balance. It's about juggling different things. And maybe having a playful attitude to those things that you are juggling. In the outcome, you have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So maybe it would be you wanting to rush forward on something, but things aren't allowing, circumstances. Maybe spirit or your guidance is not allowing those things to happen. There's the Knight of Wands in the center. So there's this gung-ho thing, and I think it's a good thing. Let me see. Clarify for the King of Swords. Clarify for the King of Swords. Wow. Whoa. Magician. Lovely energy. underneath the deck is the King of Coins. There's a lot of stability. You might not feel it and see it, but it feels like that's your energy. There's the stability. Maybe you're working towards it, and maybe you're starting to feel it. It's a strong energy. You've got the Emperor, you've got the Magician, and then, well, the Emperor and the King of Coins talks to me about stability, full on. So you have this Emperor, and you have the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands can rush in and out. So I think that maybe you are being comforted in that. I need to get another card for there. That you have the tools, and you have the tools to create something stable in whatever it is that's going on, right? Like, I feel like your Knight of Wands, who could rush in and out, is balanced, made stable by the Emperor energy. So trust that your sparks, follow your sparks, follow those ignitions, those things that you want to do, because you have the Emperor to keep you grounded. So it's like following the sparks but staying grounded, and that's your central issue, this or central energy. So there's something maybe you are working on, or that's going on for you, that is quite solid. It might require a little, these sparks of energy to move you forward, and that's fine. Let me just look at what could work against you is a lack of clarity, a lack of truth speaking. Maybe it's like head stuff. There's this maybe you tend to feel sorry for yourself, and yet you have this and you're not harnessing this ability to speak truths. I feel like I must get another clarifier for that. That's what could be working against you, and what's working for you is this, again, this card of stability, like building, like it's almost like you are building something solid, and you have the power right now, to create, to you know what, it's whatever you're working on, you have the potential to ground it. With the Four of Wands there, and with the Emperor there, who is a 4, it's like these two cards are echoing each other, that you have that ability. But you do have this defensiveness, and I think it's somehow related to this King of Swords. I'm going to get another card for that. I find it intriguing. In the near past, or the energy that's left you, you did something in the near past, I think, that clarified things. I don't know, it's something to do with communication maybe, but it helped you feel to let go of feeling trapped. So you might have taken an action. Maybe you spoke out about something. Maybe you have been writing an exam, and you've completed the exam, and it's made you feel freer. Maybe you sent off a proposal. There's something in that. Or maybe you spoke a truth to someone, and it's made you feel free. Or at least not trapped like you were feeling. Right. Let me, before I forget, get a clarifier for that King of Swords. Let me think about this, actually. Okay, here's something to think about. Are you too hard on yourself? You know, do you get down on yourself because you might not see yourself as clear thinking? Maybe you struggle with expressing certain things. or maybe you are struggling with expressing something, and that's making you get down on yourself. So that's just a caution that you need to, I won't get a clarifier, I think, or should I? That's just a caution. This one wants to fly out, yes. So, with the sun there, it's a lack of clarity. So sometimes we lack clarity, and that's just the way it is. Because we need to seek it, because we need to be comfortable with the unclear, it could be anything. So there's two parts to this. One is that you need to accept the unclear and embrace it, and also be confident in your ability to speak truths when you need to speak truths, instead of being down on yourself. I think there's no harsh judgments here message. So maybe that's what could work against you, is you judging yourself too harshly. Nice. The cards represent what you need to think about for your consideration is Nine of Swords, the sleepless nights. With this Two of Wands, this Two of Wands is intriguing me. I feel there's this wanting to move forward. There, you've got that as your advice too. So, the Two of Wands can be being complacent. It can speak about being afraid to move on, and so you stay stuck. But it feels to me like maybe there's movement, and maybe I need to clarify there as well. Intriguing reading. You get with the Nine of Swords here, Eight of Swords in reverse. Again, that Eight of Swords, that feeling of being trapped. But letting go of it, then so deep down there's this, you are releasing something. And I think it's because you are walking away from things. There's another 8. I think you are learning what you need to walk away from. And what you need to walk towards. What's good for you and what's not good for you. I think that's a lesson that's happening beneath the surface. With the Six of Pentacles, this wanting something even and equal comes with the Five of Cups. And this is representing you. Maybe you are learning, beloveds. You are going through this period of unclarity and maybe a feeling of that things are not in balance. But maybe it's because you are starting to learn what is good for you and what is not good for you, what you need to focus on and what is not worth you focusing on. It's a lovely, lovely reading, actually. So around you is the King of Swords with the Death card. So it's interesting that you get the King of Swords twice. King of Swords not working for you. That could be working against you. That clear thinking, wisdom, and this King of Swords working for you or around you. So something hasn't died that looks like you thought died, maybe. And maybe some truths will be spoken with the King of Swords. So there's something or someone around that wants to speak truths to you. And maybe it's around this situation of stability that you're building. Okay, and then in your near future, you have the Nine of Wands. It's like a defensiveness. And let's see, it comes with the Tower in reverse and the Two of Cups. So maybe this is a love or partnership that is quite solid and steady, but is a little bit unclear right now, with the Two of Wands there and the being stuck in your head. Maybe a partnership is unclear, but it's very, very solid. And you have a lot of power in it. it feels like, or this thing that you are creating. But you get the Nine of Wands, which is in your near future, with the Tower and the Two of Cups. So I feel like you are defensive about something that looked like an ending, but is maybe not. And it might be to do with love and a partnership. And maybe in the near future, it's going to show itself. But you might be defensive about it. Maybe that's just a caution. Your advice is this finding balance and being playful, I think. Really being playful, because you get the Ten of Wands in reverse, and it's like letting go of the burden. So your advice is strongly that you need to find your balance, but do it in a playful way. Whatever you are juggling, trust that you can balance. And expect the unexpected. Expect your ships to come in. I think you've put in a lot of effort here with something, some project or relationship. And I think it's coming into balance. And you just need to open yourself up to the possibilities. Your outcome card is the Knight of Wands with the Page of Swords in the upright. So you might still be a bit unclear in the near future. You know, you have the Page of Swords there in the near past, and you have the Page of Swords in the near future. So, and you know what? The Knight of Wands is this energy of, in the reverse, could be, you might be torn between moving forward and staying in one place, you know? Like you might be presented with options to move forward and on things, and your balance comes in you knowing how fast to move and when to hold back and when to move forward, that kind of thing. I think that's going to be your dilemma, group 4. But let me look at this one more time. So there's your balance there, and there with your Knight of Wands is also that really I think that's going to be your dilemma. Do I move forward? Do I take this or do I leave it? You know, and I feel it's not one thing, it's a number of things, maybe projects or possibilities that are offered to you, and you are going to be have to be discerning about what to move forward on and what not to. Especially because you're building something solid there, and sometimes all the offers might be distracting, you know, but you are going to need discernment about what needs a kick up the butt on your part that you need to move forward to, and what can hold on maybe for later, or whatever the case might be. It's that kind of situation. But I think you are learning, deep down you're learning to know what's good for you and what's not good for you. That's, I think, a big theme here, is knowing what's good for you and what isn't. And you get the Empress there, and beneath that is the is the Three of Coins. It's like learning what's worth working on with others, and what requires solitariness, as the Empress there. I know the Empress is in reverse, but I think that's the kind of message. They're both threes, you know. It's that dilemma. Where do I work with people and where do I work alone kind of thing. But you have this solidness with the Emperor and the thing, with the Emperor and the Magician. The Magician is this ability to create. You are in a powerful creating ability at the moment, and you're creating stability, but there's just this dilemma of what do I move forward on and what do I hold back on. In between all of this, there's this truths being spoken around you. There's this possibility of partnership, and again, that knowing when to protect and when to open yourself, I think. And also there's this thing that you thought was over, kind of thing, you know, like a structure had fallen apart. It could be a project that you'd let go of a long time ago, might be revived. Could be a partnership, someone that you thought was out of your life comes back. It's in the mix here somehow. Very interesting. I must say, this King of Swords here and this, I just want to interrogate that again, because this is what's around you, and this is what's not working for you. I think that what's not working for you is anything that is harsh and anything that is unclear. I think that you need to in everything, demand clarity, even if it's of yourself. around you is, this was around you, is again the King of Swords. So maybe you will be confronted by a King of Swords. It could be your energy being more truthful and honest and direct. But it's also if someone is speaking to you in those terms. I think that around you is maybe truth-telling and honesty, and maybe it's related to something you thought was dead. Just be open to it, I think, especially with that defensive card there. It's like laying down burdens. So group 4, I think yours is kind of a mixed bag. You have lots of guidance. Firstly, honoring your strength and your abilities right now, and what you've been building and what you are building. Just trust that and open yourself up to offers, but also be aware of when you need to be open to them and when you need to cut them off. What is too much and what is enough? What is right for you and what is not right for you? And maybe that's also where the King of Swords comes in, because the King of Swords is a master of discernment, and that's where you need to be. I think that's a big theme, is being discerning this week, because there might be real offers and not real offers, or offers that you need to decide whether they are right for now. It's a lot about discernment. And to also not be defensive when something beautiful is offered, right? So like the way I think about it is, if you're working on building this and you get distracted by something that looks beautiful, and also a project or whatever, and it's about being discerning about which of those offers builds what you are building, helps towards building it, and which doesn't. That's the distraction I'm talking about. On the other hand, it looks like in this mix there might be a loving, genuine partnership offered, whether it's work or not. Also, and that's where the discernment comes in, is knowing when to say yes and when to cut, knowing when this genuine offer comes in amongst all the other possibilities. Okay, let me leave it there. Now, group 4, I just wanted to ask, please give me feedback. I'm thinking of doing a monthly sign reading, your birth sign. So I've been hesitant about doing that, but I thought it might be fun once a month. And then I've been thinking of the weekly cards readings, the picker cards, doing them every second week, but doing a love one. So three choices, pick a card from 3, and a general, like, which would be studies, work, whatever. Because often the readings there's a lot of mix up, and that's also okay. But I thought that might be a way of making the readings even clearer. So let me know what you think, and I hope this reading helps you, and I send you lots of love. Have a great week ahead. Bye.